that I want the artist to explain to you, because every artwork in here has a concern or a statement or a message. That's why I always want the artist to talk with the public and then create a dialogue, a communication, what the artist feels when he's doing his or her work. Okay, Giancarlo, empieza a explicar lo que es.
Well, this is actually a ship, a cargo ship that in the Miami port. The ship was going to be decommissioned and I would sell for scraps, or they told me that might use it, sink it and use it as a reef. So as one of my motives is that I like to take pictures of things that are somehow, some way condemned and kind of preserving a record of the last appearance of a way to remember those, sometimes they're bridges, sometimes the building, in this case was the ship. But the problem with this picture for me was that to get into the port of Miami with the camera is forbidden. It's a federal area and it's restricted for terrorism reasons, and national security does not allow you to go. But I really want a picture with the camera. So what I did was I took the boat from the bayside, the one that takes you to the house of the artists, and it tells you, here's Julio Iglesias' house, and Gloria Estefan. And I took the whole trip because I knew that at some point that boat passed by the ship. So when I passed by actually very fast, and I had my camera ready with my tripod and thing, and it was a rough day. The sea was actually moving, but I was able. I took like a 50 pictures, and I was able to get this one. That's the one that I like, because this doesn't look like, but here this stair is broken and it fell down here. So it was very interesting because this is the side of the water of the boat, not the side of the land. And so I kind of got away with taking a picture of a boat that was in a federal protected location with my camera.
Wow, impressed. Very good. Oh, that's a very good thing for I would like to make also an introduction of me as a curator, what is the purpose of the concern of Giancarlo doing this kind of photograph. Giancarlo always loves to go to places where something is dying, when some object of civilization is disappearing. He has also another from the piers in Dania and some other places, showing or in the bridge in Key Biscayne, where the structure is almost going to disappear, and the object of the photograph are relics. They become relics. They will become the past of something that was beautiful in the past is not going to be anymore. And one of the things that evocates, that resonates in this one, is when I saw this. I remember when I used to travel when I was a kid, going from Caracas to New York, where I always see all in the movies. You can see the movies when the beginning of Titanic, the people on there on the deck saying goodbye. And so this is also the resonance, the memory that come out, that they're like phantoms, like ghosts of the past, come in this day of the 60s. People who already are not there anymore. The ship also is representing some past that we don't use it anymore. And if we compare these with this is a cargo, but if we compare this cargo with the cargo today, we can see the technology and the evolution of the design. So on the way, this is the story that we can capture in our collective memory. This is what I love. This is also the marks of the time. What was the name that is here? These are fonts here.
I think it was some German name because it had a lot of PDs and little dots on all the letters. It was a very long name, but I got this because for me, I call it the photo happening.
The what?
The photo, I call it happening. Yeah, because I didn't think it was possible to get the picture of the boat. So no, I'm gonna make it happen. So I call it happening.
And so now it was going to be seen, sun?
It was either they told me it either going to be a scrap and sink for build an artificial reef. All around South Florida, they had sunk around 200 ships to create artificial reefs to try to, because they, 100 years ago, Florida had a very beautiful reef all around the coast, but the reefs were being disappearing. So they tried to sink concrete, they tried to help rebuild the reefs, and now they're doing is that they're sinking ships. They give military ships, and it's very interesting. They implode them and then they sink in a position. So, and it's very tourist for the diving community. I dive as well, and you can go out and
you dive?
Yes, and you can dive through the ships. It's amazing.
So here you see a photographer that goes beyond the limits and goes also to an adventure. This is important. Well, thank you very much. There's a question in here, which is good.
When I was seeing your photograph with my friends, I saw happy, and I thought the word was suggestive, like the picture was suggestive of either happy, which gave it a contrast, but I also thought of happy, or happening, and I told my friends. But I think that you mean to, like, the ambiguous, like, statement to contrast with a picture of the state of the boat?
Well, you know, when I do the picture, and I was trying to frame it, because of the movement of the thing, what I was looking at the camera was these three letters mainly. And when I saw this, it's weird. Sometimes you're walking around, and what I call the walkabouts, you're just walking around, and then you see an image, an essence that talks to you. Well, that talked to me. When I frame it and I crop it, and I saw the three letters, I said, oh, this is happening. This is right there. This is happening.
This is what I like.
Happening. Yeah.
Thanks.
Very good. Now we're going to go to Saul Galavi.